Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the show where the lowest scorers are the biggest winners. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Brian. This is my friend and fellow head teacher, Adrian. We're both from Norwich.
Couple number two.
I'm Millie, this is my best friend Gabby, and we are students from Cheshire.
Couple number three.
I'm Paul, this is my fiancée Lucy. I'm a change manager and she's an inclusion manager, and we're from Essex.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi there, my name's Mike. This is my friend Paul. We're from Glasgow.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks very much, all of you. We'll get to know more about you throughout the show as it goes along, so that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. His trivia theme park, Osman's World of Wonder, closed after just 2 days. Still hasn't told me why. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. Hiya. Oh, dark days they were.
Oh, weren't they?
Dark
well, only
days.
2 of them, so there we are.
Yeah, that's right. I lost £2.7 million on that. You know, it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Easy come, easy go. Just have to do another 400 of these, won't we? How are you?
I'm very, very, very well.
Excellent. We've got two returners from last time. We've got Brian and Adrian on the first podium there. Both head teachers. They did very, very well last time, got through to the head-to-head. Did I hear right, Paul H., when he said what he did? He said he was a changed man.
Yeah, I thought he said that as well.
We're going to have to find out something about that, aren't we, when we get to him?
Yeah.
Lovely show today. Round one is a really nice one.
Good stuff. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So, as ever, we've asked every question to 100 people before the show, and the aim of the game is to find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of those 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, Rachel and Carol didn't win the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £3,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, remember, the pair with the highest score at the end of this round will be eliminated, so make every effort to keep your scores as low as you possibly can. Best of luck. Our category today for round one is animals on film. Animals on film. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And the question concerns cats and dogs on film. Richard.
On each pass, we're going to show you 7 descriptions of films that have starring roles for cats or dogs or both. You just need to tell us the name of the films, please. So there's going to be 7 on each pass, 14 in all to have a go at home. Very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. So, we are looking for the name of the film described by these clues, and here's our first board of 7. Horror film starring Basil Rathbone and Bela Lugosi, inspired by an Edgar Allan Poe short story, 1941. Based on a Jim Davis comic strip, Adventures of a Fat Orange Cat and His Owner, John Arbuckle, 2004. Based on John Grogan's memoir, a film about a couple with a badly behaved dog, 2008. Animation in which a murdered dog forsakes his place in the afterlife to return to Earth, 1989. Disney animation, a butler tries to stop a group of cats from inheriting their mistress's fortune, 1970. A stray dog in a small Texan town helps free 2 kidnapped children, 1974. And a family adopt a St. Bernard puppy and name him after a famous composer, 1992. Just going to read through those again. See you in about a minute. Horror film starring Basil Rathbone and Bela Lugosi, inspired by an Edgar Allan Poe short story, 1941. Based on a Jim Davis comic strip, Adventures of a Fat Orange Cat and His Owner, John Arbuckle, 2004. Based on John Grogan's memoir, a film about a couple with a badly behaved dog, 2008. Animation in which a murdered dog forsakes his place in the afterlife to return to Earth, 1989. Disney animation, a butler tries to stop a group of cats from inheriting their mistress's fortune, 1970. A stray dog in a small Texan town helps free 2 kidnapped children, 1974. And a family adopts a St. Bernard puppy and name him after a famous composer, 1992.
Hey.
There we go.
There we go.
Adrian, welcome back. Welcome back. What happened last time?
Well, as 2 heads, we got to the head-to-head, and then...
That's a gag I should have made. I can't believe it.
It might come.
Yeah.
And then we got through, and then we got to the category, which was American baseball.
That's right.
Which-
You went Babe Ruth.
We went Babe
But you
Ruth.
knew Ty Cobb.
And we knew Ty Cobb, and...
We weren't brave.
Weren't brave.
Yeah.
We went for the safe choice and went out on that.
We've learnt something.
Yep.
We have.
We've learnt something.
We have.
OK, now then, Adrian. Cats and dogs on film.
I know a few of them. The one I think I'm going to go for, because I actually remember it when it came out, and I think I saw it at the cinema, was the Disney one. And it was Aristocats, I think. Aristocats.
The Aristocats, says Adrian. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. It's right. 33.
Good start, Adrian. Yep, it was the very final film project to be approved by Walt Disney himself. Came out after he died.
Thanks very much. Now, Millie, welcome to the show. Good
Hi.
to have you here on Pointless. What do you do, Millie?
I'm a student, so I just bum about all day, really.
I don't believe that for an instant. Where are you a student?
I'm at Edinburgh.
And what are you studying?
I study philosophy and politics. It sounds cleverer than it is.
That's sort of what you did almost.
That is what I did, and you're right. It is cleverer than it's. No, hold on. I think that sums out how
Yeah.
clever a philosophy and politics graduate is.
There we are. Anyway, now, Millie, how are you feeling about cats and dogs on film?
I know a couple, but I'm going to go for one that I think some people won't get. So I'm going to go for the John Grogan's memoir, and I'm going to say Marley and Me.
Marley and Me, it says Millie. Let's see if that's right. Marley and Me. Let's see how many people said it. It's right. Well, 33, our only score so far. You passed that comfortably. 25 for Marley and Me.
Well played, Millie. Good answer. It's a cute film, Marley and Me. He does an awful lot of sort of nuzzling up to people and licking people in that film. Not Owen Wilson, Marley. And they did that. They used to smear baby food on people, and that would get him to. That's what he liked. So every time you're watching that film, thinking, "Ah, isn't that sweet?" Thinking there's some actor who's got pureed cucumber on his face.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, Lucy, welcome.
Hiya.
Welcome to the show. Now, am I right in thinking that shortly after you auditioned for this show, Paul proposed to you?
He did, yes.
Is that right? Was it something that happened, Paul, during the audition?
So I'd actually planned it a week or so in advance of it, before we knew we had to go and do something else that day for Pointless. So I had to rearrange all my plans around Pointless. But I don't know, we've watched a lot of this in our relationship, so it kind of felt almost right that we did it on the day we came to Pointless. So.
Ah, good stuff. Now, Lucy, cats and dogs on film.
Yes, I was going to go for Marley and Me. I think I know a few of the others, but there's one that it's a little bit more of a risk. Animation in which a murdered dog forsakes his place in the afterlife. And I think that is All Good Dogs Go to Heaven.
All Good Dogs Go to Heaven. As you said that, a lot of people nodding, almost in unison. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said that. Oh, Lucy, bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Scores you the maximum of 100 points. Sorry.
Sorry, Lucy. I'll fill in that whole board when we get to the end of the pass.
OK, now, Mike. Welcome to Pointless.
Hiya.
Good to have you here. What do you do, Mike?
At the moment, my wife and I are trying to set up our own business. We both have an art school background. Since graduating, we've always worked in random jobs, so we are now trying to use our skills to set up our own business.
Good stuff. So, Mike, what are you going to go for on this board? This board is entirely yours. If you feel like filling in all the blanks, help
I have
yourself.
to say, film is one of my worst subjects, but I think I'm going to go for the film based on the Jim Davis comic strip as Garfield.
Garfield, says Mike. Let's see if that's right for Jim Davis, and if it is, let's see. I sound like I said Jim Davison there. But I didn't. I said Jim Davis, and let's see if it's right. Garfield. It is right. 55. 55 for Garfield.
Well played, Mike. Yes, starring Bill Murray as Garfield. Amazingly. Now, let's go through the rest of the things. Lucy, really, really unlucky. It's not all good dogs go to heaven.
All dogs.
All dogs go to heaven,
no.
yeah. And all dogs are good dogs, aren't they? It's just bad owners sometimes. But it's very unfortunate. I'm sorry about that. Would have scored you only 12 points as well. Would have been a terrific answer, and I know you knew it. Now, there's a big scorer down there. That's the family who adopts a St Bernard puppy. Do you know that one?
That'd be Beethoven.
That is Beethoven. That would have scored you 68 points. Let's look at the top one. The horror film is The Black Cat.
Black Cat.
Would have scored you 2 points. Terrific answer. If you got that, there's an even better answer up there, though, which is The Stray Dog in the Small Texan Town, and that is Benji.
Benji.
And that is 1 point. That's a terrific answer. Well done if you said that.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. 25, the best score of that pass. Well done, Millie. That puts you and Gabby in a pretty strong position. 33, the next one. I think you were a bit scared there, Adrian, I'll be honest. But actually, as it turns out, second lowest score of the pass. So well done. All is not lost. Brian, you've been helped out a bit there and also by our high score there. But up to 55, we go from 33, where we find Mike and Paul, and then up to 100, where we find Lucy and Paul H. Paul, anything could happen in the next pass, but it will definitely need a low score from you if you're to survive. So good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 7 more clues on the board, and here they come. We have got Tom Hanks plays a policeman who teams up with a slobbery dog de Bordeaux, 1989. Disney animation in which a lost young cat falls in with a gang of canine petty criminals, 1988. Disney animation about a romance between a cocker spaniel and a stray mutt, 1955. Art Carney won a Best Actor Oscar for his role as an old man crossing the US with his cat, 1974. James Belushi plays a maverick detective who teams up with a dog called Jerry Lee, 1989. Based on a Jack London novel, film charting friendship between a Yukon gold hunter and a wolf dog, 1991. And adventures of a sword-fighting cat who first appeared in the Shrek series, 2011. I'll read those all again in record time. Tom Hanks plays a policeman who teams up with a slobbery dog de Bordeaux, 1989. Disney animation in which a lost young cat falls in with a gang of canine petty criminals, 1988. Disney animation about a romance between a cocker spaniel and a stray mutt, 1955. Art Carney won a Best Actor Oscar for his role as an old man crossing the US with his cat, 1974. James Belushi plays a maverick detective who teams up with a dog called Jerry Lee, 1989. Based on a Jack London novel, film charting friendship between a Yukon gold hunter and a wolf dog, 1991. And The Adventures of a Sword-Fighting Cat who first appeared in the Shrek series, 2011. There we are, 7 cat and dog movies. Paul C., welcome to Pointless. Great to have you here. What do you do, Paul?
I'm working in a call centre at the moment, so living the graduate dream. Yeah.
That's an incredible piercing you've got.
Oh, thank you. It's called an anti-eyebrow piercing, so...
It looks like an eyebrow piercing that's just slipped.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's good. First time I've seen one of them.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about cats and dogs on film?
This, not as confident as the previous board, but I think I've got one which I think could be low. I'm going to go with the Disney animation in which a lost cat falls in with a gang of canine petty criminals. I'm going to go with Oliver.
Oliver. OK, Oliver says, Paul, let's see if that's right. You're on 55. The high scorers are Paul H. and Lucy on 100, so 44 or less sees you through. There is your red line. Let's see if Oliver is right. Oh, bad luck, Paul. I'm afraid an incorrect answer scores you the maximum of 100 points, takes your total up to 155.
Yeah, sorry, Paul, but a lifeline for the other Paul there.
Honour among Pauls. So, Paul H., welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. What do you do, Paul?
So I said I was a change manager earlier, although
change manager.
I'm the human chameleon.
What does that actually really mean, genuinely?
Normally means we've got a lot of experts in our business that know what they want to do, but they need someone to help organise them to get from where we are now to actually putting something out to market or changing the way our company works.
OK, excellent. So there you are, on 100. High scorers now, Paul C. and Mike on 155, so 54 or less is your target. What are you going to go for?
So I know about 4, I think, on the board, and I think I know the one that they went for, so I'm going to try that one, hope it's less than the amount we need to have. Disney animation with the lost young cat, and I'm going to go for Oliver and Company. Oliver and Company.
OK. Get below that red line, you are in round 2. Oliver and Company, is it right? How many people said it? It is right. And it gets you through. Very well done indeed. Good answer. 5. 105 your total, Paul and Lucy.
Very nicely played, Paul. Very well done, yeah. Based on Oliver Twist, of course. And Oliver being the name of the film of Oliver Twist. But Oliver and Company is the animation.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Gabby. Gabby, welcome. What do you do, Gabby?
I'm a student as well. I'm studying French and Business Management at Sheffield.
Going well? Enjoying Sheffield?
Hopefully.
I love Sheffield.
I love Sheffield too.
Fantastic place. Very good indeed. Now, good news. You are through to the next round. Even if you score 100 points, you are through. But
true.
I have a feeling you've probably got a good answer.
He took my answer. I was when he got it wrong, I was like, yes. So I know 2 other ones, and I'm going to try and go for the one that I think less people would know. So I'm going to go for the sword-fighting cat, and that's Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, says Gabby. No red line for you as you're already through, but let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said Puss in Boots. is right. 42. 67, your total.
Pretty good score, but safe and sound. You're voiced by Antonio Banderas.
Thanks very much. Now then, Brian. Whew.
I know.
You're through. You're through,
I'm quite
Brian.
relieved.
It's fine. So, yes, Brian, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, I've got two lovely boys called Felix and Toby, and I'm married to Jenny, who's beautiful and fantastic. And I'm a head teacher in Norwich.
And how old are your boys?
They're 9 and 11.
OK. And are they at your school?
They're not actually. They're still at primary school, and one's at a local secondary because mine's a little bit of a distance away.
OK, right. Now then, 33, you're already through. I have a feeling you'll know a couple of these.
Actually, I looked at that, and I think it is difficult. The top one, I know we had Marley and Me, but I'm sure there was also a film called Marley, and I'm not sure if that's the film. The other is the Jack London novel, and that's something like The Wild Frontier. But I'm going to play it safe and just go for Lady and the Tramp for the Disney animation.
Lady and the Tramp, says Brian. No red line for you as you're already through, but let's see if Lady and the Tramp's right. Let's see how many people said it. 66 takes you up to 99, our second lowest score. Very well done, sees you through.
Again, safely through, Brian. But you know, you've said before, you always say to your children at school, you've got to trust your first instincts, you've got to be brave. So you went for a big scoring answer there. What would you have said for the Jack London one again?
Is that The Wild Frontier?
It's not, I'm afraid. It's White Fang would have scored you 7 points. But the top one, the Tom Hanks one, you also had a very good answer for, which was...
I said Marley.
Yeah, that's wrong as well. It was... that's Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch, yes.
That would have scored you 26 points, so you did exactly the right thing, it turns out. Now, James Belushi plays a maverick detective in K9. Would have scored you 17 points. And Art Carney won his Best Actor Oscar for Harry and Tonto. Would have scored you 1 point. That's a terrific answer. Don't hear so much of that film these days, do we?
No. Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, the pair who'll be heading home with their high score of 155. I'm afraid it's Paul C. and Mike. Oh, Paul, you were so close there. And it was a nice low score, too. 5 points you'd have got for Oliver and company. But anyway, we will see you again next time. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. But meantime, thanks very much for playing, Paul and Mike. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Well, so 3 pairs remain. I think this is going to be very, very close. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is US politics. US politics. Can you decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many US presidents whose surnames do not end with the letter N as they could. US presidents whose surnames do not end with the letter N. Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for anyone who's been the President of the United States whose surname doesn't end with an N. We need both their names, please. Very, very best of luck.
Thank you very much indeed. So, Brian?
I've got 2 or 3 that I could come straight up with, but I'm going to take a chance to go William Taft.
William Taft, says Brian. William Taft. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. It's right. Very well done indeed, Brian. That's more like it.
I'm happy now.
3 for William Taft. Very good.
Yeah, very good answer. He's a big man. He's about 27 stone, Taft.
Big lad, yeah.
Had the largest hat size of any US president as well.
There we are.
Stuck in the bath, didn't he, in the White House, famously.
Yeah.
Never wore a hat in the bath.
That's bizarre.
You could get, you know, like a bowler or a top stovepipe hat. People would make them. But, you know, if you wanted a bath hat, shower caps, he was easy because they're elasticated, of course, even in those days. So even for a guy with a big...
But only to a point. I mean, they'll stretch so far, but not beyond.
Oh, no, but his head wasn't like... I mean, they'll stretch like twice the size of your head, a shower cap. 2 people could...
Well, yes, to a normal head.
If you've got a shower cap at home and there's 2 of you, try to see if you can get it on both of you.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, Millie.
I'm livid, I'm not going to lie, because that was my only answer that I was like, oh...
Oh, what? You had that?
I had William Taft, can you believe it? So I'm going to go for Roosevelt, because that ends in a T, and that's not an N.
We're going to need a first name, though.
William.
William Roosevelt.
Don't laugh.
OK, let's see if William Roosevelt is right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. I'm sorry, Millie, not William Roosevelt. That scores you the maximum of 100 points. It may not be the last 100 points of the round.
I have to say, Millie, for someone doing a politics and philosophy degree, I hope you are unbelievably good at philosophy.
I can't go back to uni now, let's face it.
Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Paul.
OK, so I had one that I thought was a bit of a risk, and I'm considering changing it, but you're only on pointless once, maybe twice, hopefully not. So I'm going to go for Chester A. Arthur.
Chester A. Arthur, says Paul. Chester A. Arthur. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's right. Well, 3 is our low score at this point. Chester A. Arthur is 4. Very well done.
Well played, Paul. Terrific answer. Yeah, he was the son of a Baptist minister who emigrated from Ireland, Chester A. Arthur.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, halfway through the round, let's take a look at those scores. 3, the best score of that pass, Brian. Very well done indeed. Then up to 4, where we find Paul and Lucy. Then up to 100, I'm sorry, Millie and Gabby. A low score from you, Gabby, who knows, might be enough to keep you in the game. It'll need to be low.
Yes,
but we're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, we are looking for any US president whose surname doesn't end with the letter N, Lucy. Paul has set you up very, very well indeed there.
Yes. He's doing a good job at saving me this game.
Well, listen, if 95 or less sees you through.
OK, yes, so I'm going to go for Ulysses S. Grant.
Ulysses S. Grant, says Lucy. Here's your red line. If you get below that, you're in the head-to-head. Let's find out. Is it right? Let's see how many people said it, if it is. It's absolutely right. Look at that, 2 for Ulysses S. Grant. Very well done indeed. Takes your total up to 6.
Another terrific answer. Well played, Lucy. It makes up for that first round as well, where you were very unlucky. 6 from 2 scores is very impressive, isn't it? He's the only US president ever to be fined for speeding on a horse, Ulysses S. Grant.
I didn't even know you could be. What was the speed limit? I mean,
he was doing 175 miles per hour.
But how did they
How did they catch him? Speed camera.
Thanks very much indeed. Gabby.
Hi.
Gabby. Now then. Yes, you are the high scorers.
Yeah.
But listen, it can be done, though. Ulysses S. Grant scored 2.
I'm going to go for one, which I don't know, I'm just going to have a punt because I may as well have a go. George W. Bush Sr.
George W. Bush Sr., which of course finishes in an R. No red line for you, as you are the high scorers. But let's see, George Bush Sr. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. It's right. 31. 131 your total there, Gabby.
Yeah, good answer, George Bush Sr., but a big score, I'm afraid.
Now then, Adrian. Good news. You're in the head-to-head for the second time. But Brian did very well with 3. Do you think you can beat it?
Well, I have got presidents in my head. I think I'll go for John Quincy Adams.
John Quincy Adams, says Adrian. OK, no red line for you as you're already through, but let's see how John Adams scored. That's right. That's a pointless answer. Very, very well done indeed, Adrian. That adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £3,250. It scores you nothing. It beats Brian. It beats everyone. It leaves your total at 3. Very, very well done indeed. Very good.
Terrific play, Adrian. So there's only 2 pointless answers on the whole board, and you just got one of them, so it's very well done. Yeah, he said the 4 years of his presidency were the 4 most miserable years of his life, John Quincy Adams. Now, there is only one other pointless answer. I'll take you through some of the lower scorers before we see the other pointless answer. In fact, Franklin D. Roosevelt would have been a terrific answer, would have scored 3 points. Theodore Roosevelt, a bigger scorer, actually, would have scored you 16. But other low scorers, Franklin Pierce, James K. Polk, James Monroe and Warren G. Harding would have scored you 1 point. And other than John Quincy Adams, the only other pointless answer was John Tyler. It's a terrific answer. Well done if you said that. Let's take a look at the top 3 answers, the ones that most of our 100 people said. Third was George W. Bush, would have scored you 39. Then JFK would have scored you 55. And right at the top, perhaps unexpectedly, Barack Obama, 79.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our second round, I'm afraid the pair heading home with a high score of 131 are Gabby and Millie. The good news is we get to see you again next time.
Yeah, that's
So
lucky for
there
me.
we are. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. Gabby and Millie, meantime, thanks very much for playing. But for the remaining 2 pairs, it's now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Brian and Adrian, Lucy and Paul. You are 1 step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £3,250. There it is. So now we have to decide who's going to play for that money, and to do that, you're now going to go head-to-head. The difference being you're now allowed to confer. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns cocktails. Cocktails, Richard.
We're going to show you 5 images now, which are visual clues to the names of 5 popular cocktails. Can you work out what they are and give us the most obscure? Good luck.
OK, let's reveal our 5 cocktails, and here they come. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. OK, there we are. 5 visual clues to cocktails. Brian and Adrian, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you will go first.
If I look at E, I have a particular affinity towards motorbikes and scooters, but the bit in that that's the clue to the cocktail is sidecar.
OK, so you're going to say E, sidecar. Now then, Lucy and Paul, can you talk us through the rest of the board?
So we're struggling a little bit, so we think we know A and B. So we think A is a Bloody Mary and B is a Snowball. And I've come up with some great names in my head for C and D, none of which sound to me like a cocktail I want to drink. So we think we're going to go for the least obvious of the 2 we know, which is A, Bloody Mary, and just hope for the best.
Bloody Mary, say Lucy and Paul. So we have sidecar versus Bloody Mary. Brian and Adrian said sidecar or E. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said that. He's right. 50. 50, that's quite punchy, isn't it? Now, Lucy and Paul have said A is Bloody Mary. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Bloody Mary for A. It's right. Is it going to be 50? Yes, it is. Look at that, 40 for Bloody Mary. Very, very well done, Lucy and Paul. After 1 question, you're up 1-0.
Yeah, I think Bloody Mary, the more familiar drink, but I think in terms of the clues, probably the sidecar was the more obvious clue there, but very, very close. I think you both knew B, which is Snowball, but a very big scorer, would have scored you 89. Now, C is quite a newish cocktail, and it's a Barracuda. Would have scored you 17 points. And D, a very well-known cocktail, but you have to recognise who it is. She was famous on the Clive James show in the 90s. She is Margarita Prakitan. So Margarita is the answer and would have scored you 13 points.
Thank you very much indeed. OK, here comes your second question. Brian and Adrian, you have to win this one to stay in the game, but Lucy and Paul get to answer it first. OK, here it comes. It concerns tectonic plates of the Earth. Tectonic plates of the Earth, Richard.
We're going to show you the names of 5 of the tectonic plates of the Earth now, but we've left out alternate letters from each of their names. Can you fill in the blanks?
OK, let's reveal our tectonic plates, and here they come. We've got CRBEN plate, AAIN plate, CCS plate, PCFC plate, and ERSA plate. I'll read those all one last time. CRBEN plate, AAIN plate, CCS plate, PCFC plate, and ERSA plate. There we are. Lucy and Paul go first.
Caribbean, Pacific. If you put ones like Euro, something Europe would be the European one. What do you want?
So we're going to go for the top one as Caribbean.
Caribbean, the Caribbean plate. OK, say Lucy and Paul. Now, Brian and Adrian, do you fancy talking us through all the others?
We've got 4 of them. We think the second one's Arabian, Pacific plate, and the bottom one is Eurasian. Should we go for the bottom one, Eurasian?
No, let's go for why not Arabian? Should we?
No, Eurasian. That's much more harder word, isn't it?
OK.
Yeah. We'll go for Eurasian.
OK, you're going to go for Eurasian. So we have Caribbean versus Eurasian. Lucy and Paul said Caribbean plate. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. That's right. 82. Big score there. Well, you're in with a shout here, Brian and Adrian. You have to beat 82. Let's see. You've gone for Eurasian plate. Let's see how many people said that, if it's right. It's right. It wins you the point. Well done. 37. Very well done, Brian and Adrian. You've broken back, and after 2 questions, it's 1-1.
Well played, Brian and Adrian. Now, Adrian, you were pushing for Eurasian there, weren't you? And Brian for Arabian. Just for a bit of fun, let's find out once and for all who's the best headmaster out of the 2 of you.
Oh, no.
Eurasian scored 37. Arabian would have scored 25. Well done, Brian. The Pacific plate is a big scorer, as you'd imagine. Would have scored you 90 points. And the best answer on the board, the one in the middle there, it's a Cocos plate, just off the coast of Central America. Would have scored you 5 points.
Thanks very much indeed. So it comes down to our 3rd question. This is the decider. Whoever wins this goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. Very best of luck to both pairs. Our 3rd question today concerns Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli. Richard.
We're going to give you 5 clues now to facts about Liza Minnelli. If you can give us the most obscure answer, you're going through to play for the jackpot. So very, very best of luck to both teams.
OK, let's reveal our 5 clues, and here they come. We have got name of the TV personality she married in March 2002, name of the character she played in Cabaret, her mother shot to fame for her performance in this 1939 film, the title of her 1972 televised live concert, and the British group who collaborated with Liza on the 1989 hit Losing My Mind. I'll read those one last time. Name of the TV personality she married in March 2002, name of the character she played in Cabaret, her mother shot to fame for her performance in this 1939 film, the title of her 1972 televised live concert, and the British group who collaborated with Liza on the 1989 hit Losing My Mind. So there you are, 5 clues to facts about Liza Minnelli. Brian and Adrian, you will go first.
I don't know one. I've got the Cabaret one, I know that. What is it? Sally Bowles. You've got to do that, haven't you? I think I've remembered that the name of the character for Cabaret was Sally Bowles.
Sally Bowles. Say Brian and Adrian, Sally Bowles. Now then, Lucy and Paul, the board is yours.
Yeah, this has been quite a difficult one for us. Hazard a guess at the middle one, I think. Yeah?
OK.
OK, so her mother shot to fame for her performance in this 1939 film, Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of
The
Oz.
Wizard of Oz. OK, The Wizard of Oz. So we have Sally Bowles versus The Wizard of Oz. Brian and Adrian said Sally Bowles. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said it. It's right. Oh, it's a good answer. Look at that. Nice low score. 7 for Sally Bowles. Very well done indeed. Lucy and Paul have gone for The Wizard of Oz. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said that. It is right. 42 for The Wizard of Oz. Well, very hard fought, but Brian and Adrian, after 3 questions, you are through to the final 2-1. Very well done.
What a head-to-head. Well played, everybody. Yeah, that top answer, do you know that one, the TV personality? He was on I'm a Celebrity.
Guest.
David
Whatever his name is.
Guest.
David Guest, thank you.
Would have scored you 23 points. The British group, duo, collaborated with Dusty Springfield, all sorts of people. Pet Shop Boys.
Oh, it's Pet Shop Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have scored you 15, and the best answer on the board is the title of her 1972 concert, which is Liza with a Z, and that would have scored you 1 point. Very well done if you said that.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, I'm afraid, Lucy and Paul, but a stalwart performance throughout the show. Good news is we get to see you again next time, so we'll look forward to that. But thanks very much for playing meanwhile. Lucy and Paul.
Thank you much.
Yeah. Good luck.
Back for Brian and Adrian. It's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Brian and Adrian. You fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy, so very well done. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £3,250. Well, very, very well done. Thank goodness. Oh, you'd have been so disappointed if you hadn't done that. You were so close last time. And yes, to have been thwarted by Liza Minnelli at the last opportunity would have been tough, I think. Very, very well done. Now, as always, you get to choose your category for this final round, and there are 4 options to choose from. They are glam rock, sport in 2013, New Zealand, comic novels.
Sport in 2013?
Why not? Let's give it a go.
We'll go for
Sport in 2013. OK, Richard.
Yeah, there's definitely chances here, guys. Let me show you your 3 different questions. We are looking for any player who scored 10 or more goals in the 2012-2013 Premier League. That's to be in the Premier League alone, not in other competitions. So any Premier League goal scorer scored 10 or more. We're looking for anyone who Andy Murray beat on his way to becoming Wimbledon champion in 2013. Or we're looking for anybody who played at any point in any of the 3 British and Irish Lions tests against Australia in 2013. So any Premier League goal scorer with 10 goals or more, anyone who Andy Murray beat, or any British or Irish Lion test player 2013. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, as always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that jackpot is just for one of those answers to be pointless. Now, remember, the answers you provide can come from any of these categories, and how you spread them across the categories is entirely up to you. Are you ready?
I think we are.
Yeah.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
What do you reckon?
I reckon Premier League, I'm going Grant Holt on that.
I had Grant Holt there.
OK,
Yeah,
so he's
straight
definitely
away.
one. Who did Murray beat on the way?
I can't remember any of those. I can't get the tennis ones.
OK, then this is what Toby is going to kill me for not knowing some Irish rugby players. I think we go back and look at the goal scorers. So
go on, then.
let's go for people like, you've got Dimitri Berbatov, you know, decent strikers.
Who would have got some for Fulham?
Yeah. What about some of the teams that got relegated? Possibly anybody play well for those?
I can't think of those. I'm coming back to the British and Irish Lions because there must be some of the Joe Launchbury.
OK.
He played, I think he went over there and played for them.
OK.
I was trying to think of some of the other English players who went. Joe Launchbury.
I'm trying to think of any other decent strikers played for Premier League teams. Anybody got transferred out at the end of the season because they were good?
Think of somebody from.
That's your time up, I am afraid. I now need your 3 answers.
Okay.
Well, OK, well, we've got Grant Holt. And Grant Holt, you know,
As
great
Norwich.
Norwich player, we've got to say.
And he must have scored 10 or more. Well, we'll go for Grant Holt.
OK, Grant Holt.
Yeah. The British Irish Lions will go for Joe Launchbury.
Joe Launchbury.
Yeah, not convinced of that, but... And...
Do you want to just take... We'll go for Dimitar Berbatov.
OK, Dimitri Berbatov.
Dimitar.
Dimitar, beg your
Dimitar
pardon.
Berbatov.
Yes,
Beg your
indeed.
pardon. OK. Of those 3, which do you think is your best shot?
Grant Holt.
Grant
We'll
Holt.
put Grant Holt at the way. Even if it's not pointless, we've got to have him at the end.
Yeah.
OK,
Yeah.
we'll put Grant Holt last. And who should we put first? Your
Joe-
least likely.
Joe Launchbury, because I'm not
Joe
even sure
Launchbury.
that's the right name.
OK, we'll pop those up on the board in that order. And here they are. We have got Joe Launchbury, Dimitar Berbatov, and Grant Holt. Well, very, very best of luck. Your first answer was Joe Launchbury. This was a member of the British-Irish Lions squad 2013. OK, if this is a correct answer, and it is a pointless answer, and you win £3,250, what would you do with that money? Brian?
Well, I think my son Toby would really like to be a mascot at Norwich at some point, so I'd probably have to pay for him to go and do that. Felix, probably he would like some books or something, and I would quite like a Vespa, so I might treat myself to one.
OK, well, best of luck. Adrian, how about you?
My girls, Hermione and Imogen, have got a percentage cut on this. It goes up depending on how much the amount is. So I'll have to pay them off first. The rest of it, I would I'd take to get to a flight to... My sister lives in Austin, Texas, so I think I'd treat myself to a business class flight.
Very good indeed. Well, best of luck. So our first answer in this case is Joe Launchbury. Let's find out if that's correct. You weren't entirely confident about it, but we will find out. Is it a correct answer? Was he a member of the British and Irish Lions test team in 2013 for £3,250? Is it pointless? Oh no! Bad luck! An incorrect answer, I'm afraid. Only 2 more shots at today's jackpot. Your next answer was Dimitar Berbatov. We were looking for Premier League goal scorers who scored more than 10 goals in the 2012-13 season. So for £3,250, let's see if anyone said Dimitar Berbatov. It's right. So your first answer, Joe Launchbury, an incorrect answer. This, on the other hand, is right on the money. Down it comes through the teens, into single figures, still going down. You've done it! Very well done indeed. Fantastic. Very well done. Brilliant. Oh, congratulations. Dimitar Berbatov was a pointless answer, which means you go home with our jackpot of £3,250. Very, very well done indeed. And you'll have thrilled Richard as well with a Fulham player.
Oh, the wonderful Dimitar Berbatov, one of my big heroes, sadly no longer with Fulham, but scored 15 goals in that season. Grant Holt, who was your other answer, scored 8 goals. He would have been incorrect. So you needed a Fulham player to help you out. It's often the way, often the way. Now, let's take a look at the pointless. You'll know all the names on the pointless answers on the football one, especially. I suspect people at home will have done well. Let's take a look at them. You could have had Carlos Tevez, who scored 11 goals. Demba Ba, he scored for Newcastle and Chelsea. Dimitar Berbatov, Jermaine Defoe. You could also have had Adam Lafondre, the Reading player, was a very good answer. Well done if you said that. You could have had Kone, you could have had Benteke, Javier Hernandez, you could have had Kevin Nolan. All of those were pointless answers. Andy Murray, now, we all watched his games, but a lot of people forgot who he played. Let's take a look at this 4 pointless answers here. Benjamin Becker, the German, Mikhail Yuzhny, the Russian, Tommy Robredo, beat them in the 3rd round, and Lou, the Taiwanese player. All of those were pointless. Well done if you said one of those. And the Lions, I know people would have done well on this as well. You could have had the Irish fly half, Jonathan Sexton. You could have had Manu Tuilagi, Richard Hibbard, Sean O'Brien. You also could have had Ben Youngs, Conor Murray, Jeff Parling was pointless, Jamie Roberts, Jonathan Davis, Owen Farrell, who came on as a sub in the 3rd test, Tom Croft and Tom Youngs, all of those pointless. So well done if you said any of those. But congratulations in the studio. Terrific work. You've been brilliant for 2 shows. Thoroughly deserved the jackpot. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Well, thanks once again to our winning players, Brian and Adrian, who go away with today's jackpot of £3,250. Very well done. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.